Hold on to your plastic chairs, folks, because today we're tackling a wild rumor that's making tuk-tuk drivers spit out their Red Bulls. Is Thailand about to roll out a full-blown social credit score system? That's right, the kind of thing you thought was reserved for dystopian sci-fi and particularly judgy aunties. You wake up, check your phone, and suddenly points are deducted just for jaywalking or eating pineapple on pizza. But no, apparently, this might be reality. Before we dive into the bureaucracy buffet, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Bangkok Buzz, because unlike a social credit algorithm, our approval is all heart, zero surveillance. Now, back to business. Social credit system in Thailand? Someone please call Netflix because this plot is getting out of hand. According to reports buzzing louder than Soi 11 on a Friday night, the finance ministry is planning something big, a reverse tax system. Which, if you ask me, is classic marketing, because there's nothing reverse about it unless you mean backing out of your wallet. In reverse. Sounds more like the world's most confusing refund, where you pay, then maybe get a little back, if you've been a good citizen and haven't done any dodgy karaoke. So what's the big idea? The so-called black economy is apparently on the hit list. Now, let's pause and appreciate that term. What exactly is the black economy here? Oh, just the millions of street food vendors, beachside bracelet sellers, tuk-tuk drivers, and anyone who's ever convinced a tourist to buy a slightly wobbly wooden elephant. You know, capitalism Thai style. But according to some office warriors with flowcharts, that's not freedom. That's a loophole, and it must be plugged. Plugged straight into a giant government data lake. Hope you've packed your swim trunks because apparently we're all going for a dip. And I bet you're thinking, wait, why do they need my public health data? Are they going to check if I'm eating enough papaya salad before giving me a tax refund? Exactly, because now your pad Thai cravings are everyone's business. Next up, you get a tax rebate if your cholesterol stays below 200. Missed a doctor's appointment? Sorry, enjoy your negative bot balance. But let's be real. Here's the innovation. 60 million people and 600,000 businesses in Thailand, everyone from Fortune 500 companies to auntie who sells mango sticky rice, are supposed to file their taxes, connect it to all their other data, and if you're lucky, maybe get a little something back to offset taxes. Offset. Not eliminate. Which is kind of like saying, congratulations on your diet, here's a lettuce leaf while we take the rest of your sandwich. How is this not a social credit system, you ask? Officials promise it's not European welfare. Oh, thank goodness, because who wants working healthcare and cheap train rides? Instead, you get targeted transparency and data lakes the size of the Gulf of Thailand. And if you don't register? No benefits for you, champ. It's like a game show, except the grand prize is maybe not getting taxed twice for the same noodle stall. If you've got déjà vu, you're onto something. Dig up the old nightmare of tax clearance certificates and throw in a side order of VAT shenanigans. Remember when VAT was supposed to make life easier? Now you need a legal PhD to score a refund, and even then, it's like trying to catch a greased eel in the rainy season. But hey, lawyers and accountants are loving this mess. If paperwork were edible, half of Silom Road would be Michelin-starred by now. Every time a new bureaucratic hoop is added, we all know whose phone is ringing off the hook for consultation fees. Here's the kicker. The ministry is rolling all this data into one. Tax records, customs, public health, you name it. Apparently, this is to improve welfare targeting. But when the welfare is just your own money, recycled through a dozen Excel spreadsheets, and returned with a, sorry, try again next year, you have to wonder, who's really winning here? And don't even get me started on public credit rating systems. Because nothing builds trust with the people like borrowing an idea from another country famous for tracking every coffee you buy. Want to buy a new motorbike? Sorry, you bought too many bubble teas and your credit's in the red. So, What's next for Thailand if this all goes through? Maybe every time you cross a street without using the crosswalk, your points drop. Order too much fried chicken? The app sends you a kale salad coupon. Try complaining to your neighbors? Oops. Your social credit rank just dropped below sea level. Look, Thailand has carved out its own funky, unpredictable, and free-spirited economic style that keeps this place buzzing round the clock. Turning it into a digital playground for rulebook-worshipping bureaucrats? No thank you. If the only way to get by is to beg the tax office for a refund every songkran, then please, splash some sense into us all before it's too late. That's the scoop, straight from the rumor mill, blended with a double shot of Bangkok espresso. Will we wake up tomorrow and find a social credit score next to our bank balance? Or is this plan destined for the great government filing cabinet in the sky, right next to unread WhatsApp messages and missed visa appointments? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you ready to live in this new tax data dystopia, or would you rather keep buying your kai jiao on the street, no questions asked? Smash that like button, subscribe so you never miss the latest from Bangkok Buzz. And remember, in Thailand, freedom's always more fun than a flawless spreadsheet.